Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources, pull out the key insights, and basically give you a fast track to getting up to speed. Today we're doing a deep dive into something pretty fascinating, this concept of building a second brain, to manage knowledge.
Yeah, it's a really interesting idea. Think about it. You save an article, maybe some meeting notes, where you have this sudden idea, and then poof, it just disappears into the digital clutter, right? You never connect it to anything else.
Happens all the time.
Exactly. We're swimming in information, but we often lack real insight. That's what a second brain tries to fix. It's about turning that scattered data into connected understanding, making those aha moments happen more deliberately, less by chance.
That makes perfect sense. And the tool we're focusing on today, the subject of this deep dive, is called Obsidian. It's designed to do just that. We've got some great excerpts here from Obsidian, your customizable second brain that we'll be digging into. So our mission really is to unpack how Obsidian lets you organize thoughts, knowledge, in a really flexible, kind of nonlinear way.
Yeah.
A bit like how our own brains work. And we'll explore some of its unique features too.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that Obsidian, well, it came from Dynaless Inc., but it was really born out of the co-founders' own needs. Sheeta Lee and Erica Zhu, they wanted this second brain for themselves, after trying lots of different note-taking apps over the years. So they built it specifically to be a truly personal knowledge base.
Okay, so this second brain idea sounds great. But how does Obsidian, fundamentally deliver on that? The source talks a lot about data ownership first.
Right, that's core.
It uses plain text files, Markdown specifically.
Exactly. Markdown is super simple. Human-readable formatting. You use asterisks for bold, hashtags for headings, things like that. And critically, these files live directly on your computer, in a folder you choose. Obsidian calls this folder a vault.
Okay, so not in the cloud necessarily.
Not primarily. That local-first approach is key. Storing plain text Markdown in your own vault. For anyone used to everything being cloud-based, this is a big shift. It means your knowledge isn't tied to some company's servers or proprietary formats that could vanish.
Right, like if a service shuts down.
Precisely. Your notes are just simple Markdown. It's a widely used format, totally plain text, readable anywhere, basically. It really brings up important points about, digital permanence and having control over your own information. Your notes stay yours. Accessible. Future-proof.
Okay, that foundation makes sense. Data ownership, plain text.
Yeah.
So let's get into the mechanics now. The source mentions some core features for actually building this network of ideas. How do they work? How do you make the connections?
Well, the main way is through internal linking. It's super easy. You just type double square brackets around a word or a phrase.
Like topic name.
Exactly like that. And boom, you've created a link between notes. Or you've created a new note stub to fill in later. But the really powerful part is the backlinks.
Backlinks, okay.
So if your note A links to note B, Obsidian automatically shows on note B that note A is linking to it. It's like a built-in two-way street for your thoughts. You see connections coming and going.
Okay, that bidirectional linking sounds like it could spark a lot of discoveries. You see things you didn't explicitly connect yourself. And then there's the graph view.
Yeah.
The source talks about that too. What does that actually show you? Can it reveal genuinely surprising connections?
Oh, definitely. The graph view isn't just a pretty picture, although it can look cool. It actively helps you find those unexpected links. It visualizes your notes as dots or nodes and the links between them as lines. An interactive map.
A map of your thoughts.
Pretty much. I read about a user, for instance, who was researching Roman aqueducts and also modern water systems, kind of separate topics.
Okay.
But in the graph view, the nodes for Roman engineering and sustainable cities appeared kind of close together because of some indirect links through other nodes. And seeing that proximity led them to rediscover an old article they'd saved about biomimicry in infrastructure, totally sparked a new direction for their project.
Wow, that's a perfect example of engineering those aha moments. You literally see the connections.
Exactly. It's a visual representation of your own knowledge network, letting you spot patterns you wouldn't see just browsing files.
That's powerful. Now, another thing the source emphasizes is customization. It mentions this vast ecosystem of plugins and themes, some core, some from the community. But I wonder, does all that customization, all those plugins, risk becoming overwhelming, especially for someone just starting out?
That's a totally fair point. It can seem like a lot initially. There's definitely a potential learning curve depending on how deep you want to go. But the beauty of it is that high degree of customization is what makes it truly personal. It's not some rigid system forcing you into its box.
Right.
You can start really simple, Basic notes, basic links. Then, as you figure out your workflow, you can add things. Maybe you need Kanban boards for tasks, or a calendar view. The plugins let you shape Obsidian to how you think, not the other way around. You just add what you find useful.
So you build it up gradually to match your needs.
Precisely.
Okay. And speaking of different ways of thinking, there's also the canvas view. The source describes it almost like a digital whiteboard, organizing notes, images visually.
It really is like that. The canvas is a fantastic example of that nonlinear brain-like approach we talked about. Instead of just lists or folders, you can place your notes anywhere on this, like infinite canvas. Arrange them spatially, group things visually.
So you can mind map or just lay things out freely.
Exactly. Draw connections between notes, images, even web links right there on the canvas. It's incredibly flexible for brainstorming, outlining, or just exploring relationships visually. It gives you that freedom to think spatially, to see the bigger picture.
Okay, so pulling this all together then, what we've really explored is how Obsidian offers a fundamentally different way to manage personal knowledge. That local first approach is huge plain text markdown files stored in your own vault. Your data is yours, resilient, future-proof, no vendor lock-in.
Absolutely. And the features really enable that connected thinking. We saw the power of internal linking and especially backlinks, creating that network. Then there's the graph view, offering those visual insights, revealing patterns.
Right, seeing the web.
Yeah. And the flexibility of Markdown itself, ensuring longevity. Plus, all that customization through plugins and themes, adding things like Kanban or calendars if you need them.
And finally, the canvas view for that free-form visual organization, like a digital thinking space.
It all works together.
These features really do seem to support a more organic, interconnected way of organizing information. Much more like how our brains naturally jump between ideas rather than strict folders.
And that connects to the bigger picture, doesn't it? It's about knowledge management, yes, but also critical thinking. Understanding not just what you know, but why it connects, why it matters. A tool like Obsidian gives you the power not just to hoard facts, but to really grapple with their relationships, their implications.
So perhaps a final thought for you, the listener.
Consider this. How might using a tool designed explicitly to mirror your brain's nonlinear associative way of working? How might that change things? It's not just about organizing information anymore. Could it fundamentally alter how you discover new insights within your own collected knowledge, allowing you to visually navigate that web of your thoughts, deepening understanding in a way simple retrieval just can't?